Following a really promising end to the 2019-20 Serie A campaign, AC Milan are now in a position to finally make some inroads in their mission to getting back to where they used to be, on the summit of Italian football. For several years, the Lombardy Giants have struggled to showcase why they're considered one of the greatest teams in the game's history. Over the years, the club lost its identity, went through a bucket load of managerial changes, and even changed players faster than a fashionista changes clothes. The club had lost its identity, and no matter what they did, there was always something missing. However, it appears that they finally got one thing right when Milan decided to bring in Stefano Pioli as their latest manager. Pioli might not be one of the most famous managers in Europe, but the astute tactician has done really well to arrest the club's fall from grace. The post-lockdown Milan seems very different, has more purpose, and is now arguably the best Milan team we've seen in years. This is why there are a lot of hopes ahead of the start of the 2020-21 season. Milan were never expected to mount a successful title challenge or anything, but the Rossoneri were expected to be a better version of themselves. A year ago, Milan would be dithering their way towards routine wins over teams such as Bologna or Genoa. This time around it seems very different. They kicked off their season in style with a 2-0 win over Bologna at the San Siro. It was a rather slow start, but exactly the sort of outcome they needed. Zlatan Ibrahimovic proved once again why he's timeless after scoring both goals for his team. The Swede might be getting old, but just like good wine, he's getting better with age. Want to know how we never miss a match? With Fubo TV you can stream any game, anytime, anywhere. Use our link in the description to start for free and watch your favourite teams live. Gianluigi Donnarumma's future is up in the air. With his talents, no wonder many European sides are looking at him. However, the youngster was ready to face anything, making quite a few saves in the second half after a relatively quiet first half. The Italy international's distribution was equally good, and it will play a crucial role in the team's ability to play out from the back. David Calabria is another player who isn't talked about a lot, but he once again proved many of his detractors wrong by putting in a great shift and hardly put a foot wrong. The defender had 72 touches during the 90-minute encounter with Bologna, boasted a 92% pass accuracy, made 6 tackles, had 1 interception and made 2 vital clearances. Denmark international Simon Kjær was once again solid and made sure that Donnarumma did not have a lot of work to do. At the age of 20, Matteo Gabbia is expected to make a few mistakes here and there. The youngster will develop a lot in the coming weeks, and based on his performance on the opening day, it's clear that the team has a great defender to rely upon. While there are a few nervy moments, we feel that Gabbia has all the tools to become a regular presence in Milan's starting 11. Deo Hernandez is proving to be a great addition to the squad. The Frenchman is always a threat going forward, and he's improved quite a lot from a defensive point of view. The France international provided a wonderful cross for Zlatan to open the scoring and was a busy presence on both sides of the pitch. Franck Kessie has been one of Milan's most consistent players in recent years. The Ivorian settles in well in a double pivot. The best thing about him is that he likes to keep things simple and doesn't go for all that fancy stuff. While he could be a little more proactive in the opponent's half, he's become a valuable member of the starting 11. Ismail Benacer has been attracting a lot of attention from a lot of teams in Europe. The Algerian international has started coming into his own at Milan and was an integral part of the team's rise to the top half of the table last season. The midfielder is a very good tackler, is great at passing from deep, and is also great at making recoveries, which means that new signing Sandra Tonali will have to work hard to displace the Algerian. While Benacer can offer a lot more going forward, it gets easy for him because the team has some really good options up ahead. Samu Castellejo has been at Milan for quite a while now, and the Spaniard is proving himself to be quite a good option further up front. Blessed with good pace and ability to whip in decent crosses, Castellejo can be a potent weapon if he's quicker than he is right now. Perhaps this is why the club moved for Brahim Diaz from Real Madrid. The former Man City Academy graduate is an explosive forward, has really good pace and loves to take on defenders. While he's still relatively young, the Spaniard can be Pioli's trump card in the coming weeks. Since he's a relatively unknown quantity in Italy, Diaz might be surprising all of us this season. Hakan Çalhanoğlu has been with the San Siro Giants for a very long time now and has become one of their major creative influences. The Turkish international is a supremely talented attacking midfielder and has the ability to break the lines through his pinpoint passes and through balls. The former Hamburg player was in fine form last season and played a big role in guiding his team to a Europa League place. His form is going to matter a lot, and now that he has a great supporting cast around him, Çalhanoğlu should be able to influence games on a more regular basis. Against Bologna, he had rather a quiet outing. He wasn't bad at all, but he wasn't as influential as he's been in recent memory. Nonetheless, we expect him to find his rhythm quickly and aid the team's cause further. Ante Rebic was never one of those players who would score goals on a regular basis, but the Croatian's hold-up play and ability to cut inside from the left side makes him a valuable player, especially on the break. While he hasn't really impressed completely, having Rebic would help take some of the pressure off of Zlatan's shoulders. The Swede is expected to continue defying all odds and putting in strong displays. The former Man United man opened up his 2020-21 account with a brace, and it would be a grievous mistake to count him out. Regardless of his age, Ibra is the team's guiding light, and his form and fitness will play a big role in Milan's quest for the top 4 place in the league standings. While his career might be nearing its end, Zlatan is still in perfect condition and is scoring goals on a regular basis. This is why Milan did not go for a younger striker up front and even decided to allow Piontek to leave. This season might be a very unique one for Zlatan in a sense that he would be looking to put in yet another memorable shift and guide Milan to those lofty heights the club enjoyed when the Swede joined them the first time many years ago. Ibra's confidence, of course, knows no bounds either. Following the win, the big Swede said that he could have scored 2 more goals if he was 20. Milan's biggest issue is actually down the right flank. While Castellejo is an experienced winger, he isn't very consistent. It was quite evident in the game with Bologna that Pioli was not going to give anyone a lot of chance to find their rhythm. Castellejo was substituted for Alexis Saelemaekers, and the youngster immediately made an impact by taking the game to the Bologna defence and causing them quite a few problems. The Belgian could be the unsung hero of the team given the fact that he always delivers whenever he's called upon. However, based on their win over Bologna, it should be noted that Milan slowed things down once they scored the second goal. While Bologna didn't take advantage of the situation, you can't expect the likes of Inter Milan, Juventus or Napoli to do the same. And this is where Pioli will have his work cut out. The team's concentration levels need to be consistent throughout the whole duration of the game. Perhaps the biggest moment of that game was the long-awaited debut of new signing Sandra Tonali. The youngster arrives at the San Siro from Brescia on a loan spell and has been tipped for a great future ahead of him. Tonali came on for just 20 minutes and didn't do a lot, to be honest, but then again, this was always going to be the case. Pioli is unlikely to throw the young midfielder to the wolves. At his age, Tonali would do well to get used to a new tactical plan and develop an understanding with his teammates on the pitch. For many years, Milan have been searching for a midfielder in the mould of Andrea Pirlo. Perhaps they've found one in the shape of Tonali. The young midfielder is still developing, has a few things to work on, but has all the tools to become a huge success for his new team. And the player himself knows that everything will be done one step at a time. We're certainly already thinking about the next game. We want to build brick by brick. I will certainly remember this moment as it should be, but with our heads, we are already at the next race. Milan are still looking to make one more addition, and according to reports, Lyon forward Memphis Depay's profile is being studied. Reportedly, both Milan and Internazionale are eager to sign the prolific Dutchman, who was initially linked with a move to Barcelona. In fact, Milan are willing to send Paqueta the other way in order to aid their bid to sign the former Man United man. At Lyon, Depay has become one of the most potent forwards in Europe, which is why Milan's interest is very much understandable. The club still needs a couple more signings in order to go toe-to-toe with the other big teams in the Serie A, and having a player such as Depay would definitely help them in this regard. Lyon are reportedly yet to receive an official bid, which could also aid Milan's cause, since they do have a bargaining chip in the shape of Paqueta, who simply did not adjust to Italian football and was thus unable to realise his true potential. The new season has begun, and Milan have definitely done a great job so far. They've progressed to the next round of the Europa League and have started the league with a win. Pioli has done a great job to drag the club out of mediocrity. While they're definitely not genuine title contenders just yet, Milan are heading in the right direction. And it's not that there's only one player whose arrival has turned things around. The Milan team is greater than the sum of its parts, which is where their true strength lies.